Alright, folks. I kinda didn't do anything yesterday, but yes, I kinda did, because I started a flight Thursday night at 9 p.m. and ended Friday morning at 3. I need to find a way to do what I want to do on 2020, where we won't have almost an 8-hour stream of just doing one flight. I looked for the fastest aircraft in 2020 that I have, and I think it might be the 787. However, I could just use the Dark Star, but I was trying to not do military. But it's just flying from airports to airports in 2020. However, when I've used the co-pilot feature with the Dark Star, we end up just kind of at a 75-degree angle and sliding across the sky. We don't actually fly, and I've noticed that with a lot of the military aircraft. Hence, I was trying to find an airliner or a turboprop, whatever the fastest one, but it looks like it's the 787. Our next chill flight from Juneau to Phoenix looks like it's supposed to be something like almost 4 hours, but it also looks like it could be something like 7 hours flight time, so I'm not quite sure. But if I come across a long thing like that again, I will, as soon as we get to cruise, we will not do the whole cruise. I'll just do the travel to feature on 2020 and bring us to descent. I am not sitting here for 7 hours to do one flight again. However, but today we're on career part 6, and I forgot what we left off doing. Let me see. How many credits do we have? 15,000. Ah, right. But I sent out something on Discord saying 2 o'clock. Should I wait till 2 or start going? Because we're gonna do, I'm gonna go and get my IFR, and then we'll move on to our flights. So we have, let's see, what do we have that's under the 25,000 credit thing? So we'll have this, that's 10. Then we'll go and get our night, that's 5. Okay, that's 15. That's 20. Okay, so we have to work towards before, and when I get the first company, I'll just sell the plane, and then I'll get my certs done that I want. I'm not sure if scoop endorsement doesn't affect any of the stuff I plan to do. And oh, let's see here, what is this one again? That is turboprop. We will get jet engine. I have to get multi-engine and the airliner. This is still unavailable, and like I said, I'm done with helicopter, and this one is still unavailable. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 things before we get the company, and I am gonna work up towards it. I'm not just gonna sit here and build another 10,000, get the company, and then do the certs. We will work towards it, and then after that, I don't know, but I also need let's see, specializations again. I gotta remind myself what we're doing. This will unlock, but I'm not gonna go for the mission. And then cargo, I need four more flights where we land above 50%. Again, we're gonna do a first flight, a flight seeing, and a ferry flight. Maybe I'll get 3 of them today. I'm gonna specifically pick the Cessna 172 missions, because hopefully I can get that smoothness. Maybe we can get it also in the IFR. I'm not sure if IFR cert counts. Are we at 2 o'clock yet? No. Son of a gun. It might take me a few times to also get this IFR done. Because I suck at following directions. What I have learned when I do this is I need to hit active pause and set up everything. I personally don't recommend using nav mode. It doesn't follow the magenta, and therefore I pull up the EFB and try to follow the magenta to the best of my ability, because on nav mode, when you're supposed to take your left turn on the flight plan, you're supposed to make your left turn heading towards our airport for landing. It does a big circle, and I don't know why the nav does it. You can, however, put on autopilot, or you can put your approach mode on really early, which helps, because then all I have to do is manage speed, and it will put us on the glide path. But, alright, I am just gonna go ahead and start, because the helicopter mission. And I'm probably not gonna do the H125 turbo. I'm probably gonna stick to the Gambi, which will give us less credits and pretty much for the long run, but I seem to be able to I can control that one better. I still suck at it, but I can control that one a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not very good at the rotorcraft stuff anyway. Alright. I'm trying to think. Should I just start? Or am I gonna have to get up in a little bit? I noticed when I watched back about a third of my video from Friday morning, I was a lot crackly, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's where I'm positioning the mic or what. But yeah, here we go. Cause we're starting with a certification, and we probably will be ending with getting my night. But as soon as we get this done, we'll also be able to get maybe some more points if I can change the time of day and get one of them little red dots. That's also a weather bonus, no matter how well we do in that mission. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure all the 3 3 aircraft flights are gonna be with the
I know that this weather can look daunting, but you will be able to perform your approach by relying on your aircraft's instruments,
active
just like
pause.
you did in your training.
Okay, we have active pause on. Okay. That is where I want it. Can I not set the altitude? Okay, I think we need 21. Okay. 21. Come on. Fine. Okay. Autopilot. Flight director. Okay, that is on. Nav on. Flight level change is on.
Sunbird Tower, Cessna Mike 2 Lima. Inbound for DME runway 27 approach.
And
Cessna Mike 2 Lima, Sunbird Tower, QNH 101 Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach.
okay, were we already flying?
Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach. Cessna Mike 2 Lima.
See, we're not following. I'm not following the nav path. Alright, folks. Alright, AI has it for now. This is why we're just I don't know why it does that. I put on nav mode and it does something completely different. So
I know that this weather can look daunting, but you will be able to perform your
AI
approach by
mode.
relying on your aircraft's instruments, just like you did in your training. Sunbird Tower, Cessna Mike 2 Lima. Inbound for DME runway 27 approach.
Cessna Mike 2 Lima, Sunbird Tower, QNH 101 Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach.
Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach. Cessna Mike 2 Lima.
Alright. And we have 21 set in. flight level changes on, autopilot's on, that's on, flight director's on. But we are not hitting our whoa. This is why I do this mode. Just because it's best, I think. Direct to the first waypoint? Well, I probably could do that. Yeah, you're probably right. Thank you, but, I mean, I've done this before. Like I said, I like to use the AI. But after we hit this waypoint here, I will be making my aircraft, and I will make the bank. And then I will, unless they make it for us. And then I will get the approach mode turned on. But they really challenge you in career mode here to get your IFR, that's for sure. Because there's nothing but clouds, and then you got water below you.
Rules before landing. Identifying the runway lights should help you during the transition.
You really can't see the runway lights. At least I can't till I'm like 10 miles out, and I'm basically skimming the water. Alright, my aircraft. And thanks for the comments. I'm obviously, well, if you don't know, I'm legally blind, vision in one eye, and I have got to pay attention to what's on the screen at the moment. Okay. Approach mode on. Me.
500.
Not crash into the water, I hope. Oh, see, I'm fooling around.
You should not attempt a landing here. Take off again and land on the designated runway.
Okay. Yeah.
You should not have landed here. You have failed the certification.
I don't know in career mode what it does. I just automatically hit the approach and it automatically guides us down. Now I could skip and not do the descent or the turn. I could hit approach right then, right as we start here. But I didn't have the autopilot turned on. That's why we crashed. But I also had it in the AI pilot with the cursor.
I know that this weather can look daunting, but you will be able to perform your approach by relying on your aircraft's instruments, just like you did in your training.
Turn that on. Nav. And approach. Now, let's see if we follow the flight path or not. Oh, it looks like we are, and... Or maybe we're gonna skip this, but it looks like we are. Alright, I have to move this down here.
Sumbo Tower,
Alright.
Cessna Mike 2 Lima. Inbound for DME runway 27 approach.
Cessna Mike 2
Yeah,
Lima,
let's make
Sumber
sure
Tower.
nothing got turned off.
QNH 101 Cleared
not
VOR,
heading mode.
DME runway 27 approach.
That's on.
Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach. Cessna Mike 2 Lima.
Approach is on. Okay, so approach is off. I mean, approach is on, but nav is off. And we are descending. Probably not as quick as they'd like, but we hit the first waypoint. I always forget this is in here, but I find this, bringing this up is a little easier if you're trying to hand fly the magenta line. Like I said, hopefully we're starting today's career by getting our IFR so we can do live time and weather, and then or change the time or weather. Not weather, but we change the time. And I should get enough credits built up with 3 to 4 missions today that we also can get our night rating, and then yeah, we'll be able to fly hopefully at night. Although when I've done career mode in the past, I've never gotten a mission where we were flying at night. It always put me into a day flight. But that was with Sim Update 1. Now with Sim Update 2, they might have fixed that, but a lot of career stuff is broken. I don't consider not being able to fly at night in career mode to be a broken thing, but if they're not going to give us flights where we can fly at night, we should not have that certification in here. If that makes any sense. Like, why should we spend credits on a certification if none of the missions actually put you at night? These are preset requirements, so all certs are preset. And like I said, they really put you into the ringer on this one. Okay, and MK, thank you for the chat. Did you please hit that follow if you haven't? But there is definitely more of my content. I'm always live on Twitch, but I put my VODs up on YouTube, and that is Maddie L. Lynn at YouTube. There's some Train Sim World stuff. There's 2020 and 24 over there. A lot of it's in playlists. Please go over there, hit subscribe and like if
you can switch back to visual flight rules before
wanting
landing.
to watch more of my stuff over there.
Identifying the runway lights should help you during the transition. And
then if you want to join my Discord server, that's MaddieLN_62552. I'm also trying to start a new chat channel for people on Xbox or PC that don't want third-party ATCs or can't get it, like Xbox players, for us to practice call-outs, or someone wants to practice doing some ATC. It'll be a fun thing, but it's going to be invite only. So if you're interested, you have to drop me a DM in my Discord. Then I will check you out. We won't know most of us won't know what we're doing if we join that chat channel. I have some idea, but I don't have a way of practicing on-air radio calls. I might parrot my call-outs, but it's not like I can physically give someone them and they fall, you know. So, I don't... I hope to get that soon, get that up and going. No one's joined it yet. It's just me and one other person, and we haven't tested it, but in order for that to work, it would probably have to be in multiplayer, and I'll probably put it in group flight. And, one person has to watch somebody stream, and if I'm hosting, either I'm going to be ATCing, or someone else watches my stream and they ATC for all of us, because they'll be able to see everybody and when we turn on name tags and stuff like that. For the most part, although Xbox players, we can't see each other's avatars if we're standing around outside our planes. So, it looks like we are doing good. The plane is descending all on its own with the approach mode on. I just gotta, you know, watch my speed, and when I know we're a couple miles out, I need to put flaps on, and stuff, but yeah, we are now. See, in order for me to do anything on the EBT, I gotta put the cursor on. Sometimes that can screw up your in-plane settings. Okay, so there's this blue square. I don't know if we're supposed to circle and land coming in from this direction. I always come in this way, and I seem to finish the mission just fine. Unless we're supposed to fly over and then come around and land on the runway that's this way. But I turned on the approach, and the approach is sending us this way. But, I'm also surprised we're not dipping down any further just yet. I'm already in flap range, so there's no need to put flaps out just yet, because we're not low enough. We need to be, I need to be getting below the clouds, but I don't want to take it off of the approach mode and then try to figure out how to put it back on. I can
Cessna Mike
just
2
kill
Lima.
the engine.
Wind 270 at 12. Clear to land runway 27.
That will help.
Cleared to
Probably
land
get
runway
down.
27. Cessna Mike 2 Lima.
Alright. Yeah, we're descending. Let's make sure we don't have a hit the water, which we shouldn't. On approach mode, you should not hit the water unless you screw up, which I've been known to do. Especially when I've been trying to hand fly. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you, but, clearly you saw what I did. I just turned on approach mode. I don't even have no nav mode on. And we've been following the flight path, so it's working right now. We're at 500. Let's add some flaps. Approach mode should keep us off the water, but add flaps in, I can also throttle up a bit. There we go. And I think on approach mode, we basically kind of land on our own. It says, okay. You know, thank you for the tips. And, you're lucky enough, I'm just lucky enough I've been able to read them while we're in the air. Without crashing again. But, hey, GPS mode is working. I think.
Stall.
Whoa.
Stall.
Nope. Oh, man, that was a close one. Alright, I know we're close. The problem is trying to find the runway lights. That was close. I saved us. I know we hit the water, but it didn't say flight over. So. Okay, I have the runway. I have the runway. Flaps. 1. Well, apparently approach mode did not quite work right there. We would have ended up in the water if it wasn't for me taking control when I did. Okay, cut the throttle.
Stall.
There we go. I think that's the... Well, that's
Cessna Mike 2
not
Lima.
a
Turn next taxiway.
good landing. But, you know what? I really don't care. In this one, we got on the ground. It's not like I needed a 50% smoothness.
Cessna Mike 2 Lima. Contact ground on 118.255.
Hey, usually it takes me 3 or 4 times. That time, what? I think it was
118.255
only
for Cessna, Mike
2
2
tries.
Lima. Sunberg ground, Cessna Mike 2 Lima. Taxi to parking.
Ooh. I didn't have any taxi or landing
Cessna
lights
Mike
on
2
right
Lima.
there.
Taxi to
we
general
want
aviation
taxi
parking
on
via
right now.
taxiway Kilo.
Alright.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Kilo.
Oh.
Cessna Mike 2
We're
Lima.
not going very far. We used to go a little bit further than that. Alright, come on. There we go. Ah! Uh-oh. I gotta go around, don't I? Either too much throttle or not enough. There we go. And... like I said, that was probably the best I've done.
You've got your certification, but there are some aspects of your flying that you could try to improve.
Yeah, I probably knew that was in the top left. But I can't focus but on one part of the screen at a time, so I don't pay attention to what's in the top left of the screen. But we got it. I mean, I average C on almost everything, so. Alright, so we got that out of in the book. Alright, now I can pick missions to do at different times of day. Like I said, I should now be able to try to get some hazard points. Which, me flying alone is already a hazard point, but, you know, it doesn't give you that. Oh, and now we get the glitchy... Okay, there we go. It was unlocking that part. Ooh. Live missions unlocked.
You now have access to real condition missions. These allow you to scroll back up to 24 hours to fly in real-world weather conditions over the past day.
Okay. Yep, okay. Easy to adjust the slider, okay. Oh.
Adjusting the time slider will reveal a variety of different missions only available in specific weather and lighting conditions. Meanwhile, missions that are not time-dependent remain available at all times.
Yeah.
Check the weather conditions, also known as METR-TAF, carefully when selecting a mission. IFR icon means you will have to fly in IFR conditions. But there is also MBFAR icon and LIFAR icon.
Yeah. Medium IFR and light IFR, I guess, is LIFR and MIFR.
A warning icon means this mission is not recommended under the current weather. Fly at your own risk.
Yeah. Well, every flight is at my own risk. Alright. But we're not going there. We are going... Like I said, I need to get 4... I need to get landing smoothness of 50%. There we go. And I'm gonna pick filter specializations. I want first flight missions. Okay. And oh, so I can't. I either pick specializations or I pick aircraft. You know, I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll just keep with the specialization. I thought I could filter specialization and aircraft, but apparently not. Alright. Now, 1190 seems to be the highest credits for first flights, but I'm also wanting to unfog the map if I can. But let me just scroll through here and make sure there's not one that's higher than 1190. Nope, they're all 1190. Okay, so let's see if we can find an 1190 that's outside of the bubbles, because that will expand the unfog part of the map. Or I can take a lower credited mission. There's an 1120. There's a 10. That's a 9. That's a 10 something. Okay, so we've only technically got one outside the bubble. It's not an 1190, but it will. This one should unfog more of the map. So we're gonna do taking a flight tour above Dooley County. Okay, so we're in Georgia. We're gonna go from 47 Golf Alpha, do a circuit, and then come back. And we're in the Zlin Aviation Norden. I like flying this one. I think I was flying this one earlier this morning in a group flight. If it's the same aircraft I think I had this morning. And I'm probably gonna have to close the door. Just a second. I'm gonna mute this and take the headset off. Alright. Is there any more information for me to read before we start our first mission today? It doesn't look like it. So, you know, I didn't even bother saying. I didn't bother to change. We'll keep this mission, but I didn't even bother to check the live weather thing. It doesn't seem to be a bad weather thing for it, so we'll just stay with live. So hopefully we're on live. It's live weather. I don't know if these missions ever actually do accurate live time. To my knowledge, I don't think they do, but... Now, whether I can get a smooth landing smoothness of 50 or above is the other question. I could have searched by aircraft. Maybe I should have went by aircraft, but I only wanted first flight missions for this area. Yeah, I flew this morning in the group flight. But I didn't do many landings this morning. I was just circling. We were in some hard to reach landing strips and mountains this morning on our flight. Alright. Oh, I want the chocks. Ugh. Fine. Alright. Oh. Sorry. I had to mute the mic real quick. Alright, let's... No, get off of the... There's the dot. I wish I could change the color of my cursor dot. Alright. like I said, I guess, there really isn't a
Lisa,
goal.
initiate boarding.
Well noted.
I'd like to get my 50% landings to get light cargo unlocked. If we get 3 of them today, that's great. Oh, I need 1 more in part 7. But by the end of today's 4 missions, I should be able to unlock night as well. The night rating as well. Alright, so we've got our very brave passenger.
Finally, a chance to share what flying is all about, Captain. Your guest today is Jessica. I'm sure you'll have a great time with her. She's super nice and curious to know more about our aviation world. We've been meaning to arrange this ride over the place for a while. Now's the perfect chance to do it with you. Seatbelt fastened? Then you're all set.
Let's see.
Let's go, Captain.
Make sure I have all the proper lights on. It looks like everything is on right now until we get ready to take off.
47 Golf Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray Tree 014 is taxiing to runway 18. 47 Golf Alpha traffic. Golf Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray Tree 014. Taking off runway 18. South departure. 47 Golf Alpha traffic.
It's a bit scary, but still exciting.
I have a
Mostly
feeling
exciting.
we're taxiing all the way down to the end over here and making a U-turn. Not that I need that much runway with this plane. In fact, yeah, we should just be able to turn right here. And take off. But, alright. Let's see. Landing light. On. Uh-oh. I guess I need to put the handbrake on for a second. I have no idea what wigwag is. I've yet to figure that out. Nav, strobe, avionics. That's alright. Wigwag was probably what it's supposed to use for taxi lights. Flaps 1.
It's stunning.
See how
isn't it?
quick I took off there? Granted, there's probably not much wind. Alright. AI's aircraft, because I'm lazy. Beat that and I need to do this.
Approach. Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray Tree 014 is type Slin Aviation Savage Norden.
Uh-oh.
1 mile south
I
of
forgot.
47 Golf Alpha.
I gotta
800
keep this
feet.
up for a second.
Request flight following.
Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray Tree 014 approach. Block 5 tree 5.
Squawk 5 tree 5. Matty Zulu Golf
You
X-Ray
must
Tree
feel like the queen of the world
014.
when you fly over a beautiful region at sunset.
Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray
Definitely
Tree
need to
014.
try that someday.
Radar contact 2 miles south of 47 Golf Alpha, 1,000 feet. Altimeter 299er2.
Roger. Matty Zulu Golf X-Ray Tree 014.
Alright. Let's just minimize
I hope I'll see
communications
places
window.
I love.
Well, that's gonna move back up in a minute when we get objectives. But now we just fly until I have to make it my aircraft. So I'm not doing the 1190, I'm doing 1120, so we're gonna get less credits than I would if I picked the 1190. Last time we did an 1190, I managed to come away with 980
You don't really feel dizzy from up here.
credits.
Lisa told me that before we get on board, and I was a bit skeptical.
We might
but
only
it's
come
true.
up with like 8 something, 890, or it all depends on probably how well I land. And I'm not very good at that. Like, my missions usually I end up with C average. I'll probably have
Jessica,
in this.
even better than
We'll
you
probably
thought,
have
right?
unlocked
Lisa, thanks for
skydiving
asking.
specialization,
We're having a
but
blast out
I
here.
don't care to do
I'll let
that.
you take it all in. We'll catch up afterwards.
I find first flights and flight seeing and ferry flights to be a little more enjoyable than skydiving. I've done a few skydiving missions before, but you just go up to 10,000, people jump out, then you gotta get down to the ground. They're really easy. For me, they're really boring.
They say
At least
altitude
with
is just a
these,
state of
we
mind.
kind of
My state of mind
see
says
a
we're
little bit of
really
something,
high.
even though I have to hear cringeworthy dialogue. And I don't want to clutter the map with all the specializations I could unlock. I only want missions that I am going to be interested in doing. And I have, under beta, it had unlocked everything. So I had a chance to see what I liked for missions and what I didn't like for missions. But I removed the beta. My game has been working a lot better.
A bird just flew past and I wanted to wave to him.
Now I might get lucky here, and I might not have to take over. We might be flying slow enough. However, the AI is very bad at doing circuits, especially around the flight scene thing.
Dewey County, here you are. I'll never forget this.
You know, we'll make it my aircraft now. Throttle down a bit. Quite a bit, apparently. Because I need to. I need to get down and then pull back up. I usually do okay with this part. It's, like I said, landings are not my best thing yet. but I also end
You
up
can see every
in the
detail.
external view a lot. Visually, I probably shouldn't do this for landings, but I think it's my own vision. I have problems flying and doing landings from the cockpit view. So I do probably make it more challenging trying to
Look!
land from
The
external.
world's at our feet.
Put a little more throttle in. It looked like we were starting to dip. A little left stick. Level back out.
Look! That's my house.
Need to nose up just a bit. There we go. I find this thing simple to fly
One of you.
once you get off the ground.
I recognize almost everything
I
below.
really don't care for tail dragging for takeoffs or for landings.
The folks on the ground have no idea what they're missing.
I forgot there's music when you're doing this circuits. I turned the music down really low. Alright, we got a perfect view of Dooley County, supposedly. Well, we didn't. But usually when I go back into AI like this, we do a circuit around where we just were before we head back, so... But there's no points in career mode. I haven't seen points of interest show up, except for your target. But it would be nice if there was something like a point of interest out here. But maybe there isn't, and it was just our waypoint. But, like if it was an area I knew I could tell you stuff that was down there, but all I know is we're in
Can't wait to show my
Georgia.
photos with everyone at the club.
And we're now going back to Everidge. I thought I had my call sign. I was on here earlier doing group flight. I thought maybe it'd keep my call sign. But in career mode, it seems to not do that, which is okay. I've tried putting my call sign that I want onto the EFB, and then I send it to avionics and ATC. ATC still doesn't use the call sign I put in there.
Seven Golf Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Golf X-ray tree 014. 7 miles southeast, 1,400 feet. Inbound to land. Runway 18. 47 Golf Alpha traffic.
It
This
does.
is better than I could ever have imagined.
I do know it is a lot harder for me, an external view, to know when the flare. It's probably easier in here, but I have problems usually with most aircraft of knowing exactly when we're landing, and this one with the tail dragger, I don't know how to judge that visually. I don't know if people with regular vision have some of the same issues, but I have a depth perception issue, IRL, and it affects in-game flying. And I could have, you know, I know there's functions in here. This plane is pretty easy to handle. I did it this morning, but
It's like
let's see. I didn't even do this. I forgot that, and that is really dim. But if I turned it up, it really wouldn't help. I can't see what's on the screen here. This is why I'm in external, is because I can see all the information on the HUD I need to see in order to do the mission. Including my, you know, flap range and all that.
Back to the airport already, guys? So, Jessica, you want to fly again?
Whenever you want to do it again, I'm ready.
Oh, you haven't experienced the landing yet, ma'am. Exactly what? Oh, okay. It's like exactly how much of a... We're just doing a regular landing pattern here. At almost 95% of the time, I see teardrop, and then I don't actually do a teardrop. All right. My aircraft. Are we descending in altitude at all? Alright, let's kind of cut the throttle. We're just out of flap. There we go. Now we're in flap range. Flap 1. Throttle back up. Add a little more throttle because we're just on the edge of actual stall. I think we're so far so good. Ooh, almost had a flap, probably almost, looks like I almost had a flap overspeed alert, but I think we're good. They really put these brackets really close to do these turns, hence, so, I've learned to kind of come out a little bit further and then come back in. Try to maintain altitude without losing control. So far, so good.
47 Golf Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Golf X-ray tree 014 is on final. Runway 18. To land, 47 Golf Alpha traffic.
Alright. The wind keeps rocking me off the center. I really wish you could leave the AI on till the last second, but the AI does not throttle down or use the proper flaps. Therefore, in 24, we have to handle takeoff and landings. And even this bracket is not quite centered with the runway. And I don't think I am either. Okay. Flaps up.
Just like
Ooh.
a roller coaster.
Oh, shit. Oh. I wonder how good that landing was.
47 Golf
Oh.
Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Golf X-ray tree 014 is taxiing to parking. 47 Golf Alpha traffic.
Oh, too much
Always
break
cool
there at
to
the
see
end.
your own region from a new perspective.
Oh.
Looks like she enjoyed it. That was a great flight seeing session. Cool.
I don't know if you can call that an actual crash, but... Alright. I don't know if we got a landing smoothness or not. Oh. Not a number in my phone, I'm not answering that. Alright, so... We got a B. 52% landing. Yes. That's one more down towards our light cargo. Of course, we got dinged for missed radio communication in the crash. But hey, a B. I will take that. Alright. Oh. Alright. You know, I got way too much crap on this screen. I have yet figured out how to make the preview of window for chat and all that easier to comprehend. There's like activity feed, the stream view, all these windows are up. We got 980. Like I said, I had a feeling I was gonna get that at least. Hey, that didn't increase or decrease. That went up. Which after a while that doesn't mean anything. Especially when you've unlocked the final specialization level, which is... Well, we can't get the super heavy cargo. Yeah, once you have level 75, the levels don't mean anything anymore. Alright. Alright, so after our next mission, we just might have the credits to go get the other certification. Now, we should have unfogged a little more of Southeast US. Maybe. Yep, we did. Alright. Now, I'm gonna go over here to... Germany area. And we are now gonna do a ferry flight. And maybe I should pick the Zalin. But let's see, here we got 3,890. Okay, 4,250. 4,700. Okay, 4,700 is our highest paying mission. And it's got a little red dot on it. And it's gonna, we're gonna unfog part of probably France. So difficult weather. Now it is nighttime. Is it not? Or is it about? Should be dark over there now. Yeah. So, what are we doing now? We're in the Beaver. I guarantee you it's the Beaver. And we are taking off from Echo Delta Kilo Alpha and going to Echo Bravo Golf Golf. And delivering an aircraft to... I can't, Bergen? Okay. So, I'm just keeping this on live, although it says 2:16 p.m. UTC, I don't know exactly. I always just leave it in the live portion. Let's see. Now, the other day, I was able to set Beaver up to fly without putting it on AI. So we'll see if that works today or not. But this one right here will definitely give us our night rating. Now, the question is, do I go for the night rating? Or do I do the other two missions, then do their night rating? Because I said I wanted to start. I started to stream by getting a cert. And maybe I should end by getting a cert. But I do this mission, and then I do our flight seeing, and then if I do a rotocraft, I might have more credits to unlock something different. But, and I'm not sure if I'm guessing if I had the night rating right now, we would go for live weather would automatically change it to a night mission. I'm not sure. It looks like we're going in the middle of the day. Whatever the weather was at 2:16 p.m. UTC. But, I don't know. But there is a red, so there was a red dot. So there is some kind of inclement weather that we will have to be dealing with. Alright. Where is... There it is. Can't reach it. Go. I gotta move this down. Here. I think Chalks is the only other thing left for us? Yep. Okay. There we go. I'm like, wait, why can't I get in the plane? Okay. Hide the yoke. Come on, get out of my way. Good. My add fuel quantity button worked. I think we were gonna need more. Not start engine just yet. We need that on. I don't think we need pitot heat. Don't need that. Nav lights, beacon lights, alternators. Alright. Landing lights, no. Strobe, yes, right now. Panel lighting, we'll turn that on. And let's that's clearly not where we're at. Recenter. And auto. Okay, find route. It's probably still just gonna be a straight there. Let's send that. Back this out. And yeah, it's still just a straight flight. I was just redoing that just in case. Alright, let's...
Hi, it's Barbara, the hangar manager. Thanks for taking care of this ferry flight. Today's task is to fly this DHC-2 up to Overbelair Airport as soon as possible. Now that it's repaired, the owner needs her aircraft flown back to a field near her place. Mrs. Heller, the owner, is expecting you at the destination on time. Fly safe, pilot.
What? What am I getting dinged for already? See, I got dinged for something already, didn't I? And I wasn't doing anything except for slow rolling out of my parking spot, and I got dinged for something there. I didn't have a time to read it because that's, I guess, a weird thing that the game does sometimes, is dings you for things when you're not even doing anything. How far do we gotta go? Okay. We'll taxi this. We'll get more credits for me taxiing than if I skip it right now. And maybe we are moving this aircraft to another place where we can get another above 50% landing. I have noticed when you do skip, sometimes when it loads into the area you skip to, you have problems. That's a sim thing. In fact, and I think last day we did the career mode, I had crashed. It respawned me in. I couldn't control the aircraft. The AI, so we crashed again. It loaded me back in. The AI gave it to AI. They couldn't gain control of the aircraft. And then loaded back in, same issue, and my mission failed. Alright. Oh, man. So, yeah. I got mission failed on my ferry flight last time through no fault of my... Well, kind of my fault, but the respawning back in was out of my control. It looks like hopefully we can just stop at the hold short, which looks like the actual runway, and then take off. Hopefully we don't have to taxi to the other end, which I hate that they sometimes do that to you. Luckily I have not been dinged for taking off the quote-unquote wrong way. Because if I have to hold short here and then it says taxi down and make a U-turn, we're just taxiing out and then we're gonna make a U-turn while we're in the air. It's funny that this plane, not this one, but the last one we flew, we technically need no runway, and it gave us asphalt runways. This plane can do the same thing. This one can usually take off very, very short fields if you know what you're doing. I forgot to put some lights on. We'll handle that right here. Alright. What lights did I forget? Landing light. Okay.
Echo Delta Kilo Alpha traffic. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Taking off runway 07. West departure. Echo Delta Kilo Alpha traffic.
No, we're not. Alright. I am not taking off runway 7. I am going to take off runway 23. I think in update 3, the 2 days I was on beta for US3, or SU3, I think we finally get ground traffic on the comms. Okay, runway 25. AI's aircraft. And how far do we gotta go? 80 something miles. And of course we gotta do a U-turn. Which kinda doesn't make any sense other than we were supposed to take off from that direction. But now we gotta do a full circle around the airport. Now, usually, on ferry flights, I've noticed this with the 172 anyway, the AI will overstress the engine. Alright, now that that's all good to go, flight plan. Let's see here. We want nav mode on and AP on. I think that's all we need on, right? That's vertical speed, not vertical. Well, maybe not. You know what? Fine, let the AI do it. Good thing I paid attention there, because if I hadn't looked, we would have already had a mission fail. Or not mission failed, but I would have had to restart already. Alright. Well, what is the nasty weather we have exactly? There we go.
Beak approach. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17 is typed to Haviland. 2 miles northeast of Echo Delta Kilo Alpha, 1,000 feet. Request flight following.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17, beak approach. Squawk 0755.
See, that time it used my call sign of Matt.
Squawk 0755. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17.
Maybe because
Matty
we're
Zulu,
not
Quebec
doing an
Golf Tree
airline
17. Radar contact
or a
2 miles
passenger
northeast
service.
of Echo Delta Kilo Alpha, 1,200 feet. QNH 1016.
Alright. Yeah, that welcome in anybody that's watching or listening to us later.
Roger. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17.
I guess I need to request my IFR.
Beak
I'd rather
approach.
ask for
Matty
it
Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. 1 miles
have
north
it
of
versus
Echo
not
Delta Kilo
having it.
Alpha, 1,300 feet. Request IFR to Echo Bravo Golf Golf. Ready to copy.
Matty
think we
Zulu
might have
Quebec
needed it
Golf Tree
anyway.
17 is cleared to Echo Bravo Golf Golf Airport as filed. Squawk 0755.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Cleared to Echo Bravo Golf Golf Airport as filed. Squawk 0755.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Read back correct. Radar contact 1,400 feet. QNH 1016 turn right heading 270. Proceed on course.
Alright, I
Climb and
think our
maintain
squawk code is
16,000 feet.
correctly. That's what I was double checking.
Turn right heading 270. Resume own navigation. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17.
Alright.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17 contact Langen Center on 118.75. Good day.
And we are off. Ooh, we gotta make another radio call.
118.75 for Matty. Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Langen Center. Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17 is passing 1,100 feet, climbing 16,000 feet.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Langen Center, QNH 1016. Radar contact, continue.
Alright. So, this is probably an hour-long flight. Oh. Now we just sit here, enjoy the engine noise.
Matty Zulu Quebec Golf Tree 17. Please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
Are we climbing? I want to make sure it's actually doing the climb. They said 17. Oh, reach 16. Last
Maddie
time I
Zulu,
messed
Quebec
with this,
Golf, tree
I screwed up.
17 contact Amsterdam Center on 119.175. Good day.
Yeah, last time I tried to mess with
119.175 for Maddie.
flight level thing, I screwed up this.
17 Amsterdam Center, QNH 1016. Radar contact, continue.
And there again, the ATC was stepping all over me. I know I'm stepping over things on here, but I'm not stepping on anything else that's interfering with the game. But yeah, my pilot's response was stepping on ATC, and ATC was stepping on us. So I don't know what the inclement weather is. I don't know if there was high winds or what. What's funny is, under IFR, there was no, when I hit find route, it
Maddie
didn't
Zulu,
give me any
Quebec
other
Golf,
waypoints.
tree 17. Please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
Funny how it was telling me, using my call sign of Maddie when Maddie is not programmed in here. It is on the airplane selection screen for free flight. But that was with the Zolin, not the de Havilland, nicknamed Beaver. I don't know why this is called the Beaver. But I know it's what I've heard people calling it.
Maddie Zulu, Quebec Golf, tree 17. Please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
Oh. We're not climbing, are we? Alright. My aircraft. This is how missions don't go the way that I want them to, is because I take control. Alright. Now that it's AI's aircraft again. It says reach 16. We're above that. Alright, so I'm sorry folks, I just don't feel like sitting here for that whole flight. That's just me. Let's just hope it doesn't load me into a effed up situation and I can't control with it. They can't. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I know, I'm getting dinged for points, yeah. Oh god, come on. I didn't think it said skip to landing, well, we skipped a lot more. Usually it makes you do the descent and the landing. I might have just really screwed us up for credits. Especially with all those dings we got at the end here. Because that's the runway to the right. We are on the taxiway right now. Oh. What the hell? Man, does this thing spin. Come on.
I know your flight was challenging. I'm glad it was you. I would have had a rough time. Thanks for taking care of my DHC-2 for me.
Well, it might have been in better hands with you than me. Hey, that was weird that it spawned me right there. We didn't even do a landing. I don't know what we got dinged for. Probably a radio communication, landing in the wrong area. We'll see here in a second. That, I was not expecting that. I thought we were going to skip to descent phase. Taxi speeding. Yeah, that makes sense. And 2 radio calls missed. Landing smoothness, 100%. That's how... I don't know what to say about that. I skipped. I didn't do the landing, but... Oh, fuck yeah. Can't argue with that, can I? It gives me one more notch towards that light cargo, and an S at that. That's amazing. We just got quite a few credits out of that, and I skipped. What? Wait a minute. This was a 4,700 flight, credited flight. Yes, I skipped a portion. Yes, some points got dinged, but only 810 credits? And I know we're the employee, but still, only 810 out of the 4,070? That, I feel like we just got screwed. I could have done a first flight and gotten more points. Man, I just got screwed there, didn't I? Well, we will get the credits for that other for our night rating, but yeah. What the hell? Alright, but we're not doing that, like I said. I am not doing that specialization. And did we open up any of the map here? Yes, we did. Look at all that. Look at all that pretty unfogged map. We still have this little gap right here. But now let's filter this specialization, flight seeing. All right. Well then, let's see, 1950. 2040. Okay, so we have two 2040s. That's dead center of the bubble. That one's also dead center of the bubble. Okay. Where's that little line I said we needed to... Alright, let's see here. Should we do this? That's 1760. I want to unfuck the map, but I also want the most credits. What's the credits? That's 1860, 1760, 19. Huh. What happens if we do this? Is there a higher one than 2040? But I was trying to focus down here. So... Okay, they're right next... Oh, now there's more of them. But it looks like they're all bunched together. Okay, so we can either do... Nature Reserve, that's with a Cirrus. Golf Club, that's with the Cirrus. Here's with the Viking. And that's... here we go. We're gonna do Military Museum Tabar Wonders from Above. We're gonna use the Cessna so that we've technically used 3 different aircraft today. Well, we'll use 4 different aircraft today. 3 fixed wing and 1 rotorcraft. We'll get done too, so... Granted, we did our IFR certification to the 172, but each mission so far today has been in a different aircraft. So, hopefully we'll get above a 50 on this, and then I only need 2 more to do light, to unlock the light cargo. And then light cargo, your first mission in light cargo is in Madagascar, Africa. I could have unlocked the east coast of Spain and the southeast coast of France if I did the skydiving, but again, I don't want those missions on the map because I don't like doing them. I actually enjoy these flight seeing and ferry flights. I find them more entertaining. Granted, they do get boring, but again, after we've reached quite a few specializations, we won't be doing every mission. Where in the world? There it is. I'm like, I know where it is. Where is it? Once I got quite a few specializations, we won't need to do this. But I'm only doing every specialization mission available right now to get up to that, to make sure we get stuff unlocked. Wow. Wow. We are not in the 172 I thought we were, and I did not know that till we started this mission. There was nothing to tell me that this would have been the steam gauge analog. So this makes this more different than I thought it was going to be. I thought well, I'm not going to fly it any different than I normally would have. Alright. So, first things first. That there. We want battery on, alternator on, fuel pump on right now, beacon, nav, strobe. I don't think we need pitot heat. Alright. Move this down here. Okay, throttle needs to be off. That can be cut in. What did I forget to do? Remove the chocks. Okay.
Everything's fine, Katerina. You can initiate boarding.
Well noted.
Okay, we do have a screen, but we don't have the G1000. So I like these turned up. Panel lighting. Radio lighting. 100, okay. And that's glass shield lighting. Pedestal lighting. Now. Where's avionics? Ah, here we are. There we go. Let's,
So, Captain, time to tour all the best spots, don't you think? For today's scenic flight, you're soaring over Cezanne with Andre
on.
and his daughter. If the seat belts are fastened, you're set. Let's go, Captain. Thumbs up.
where's my hold short? There it
Lima
is,
Juliet
okay.
Delta India traffic. Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er is taxiing to runway 1 tree. Lima Juliet Delta India traffic.
I'm Andre. How are you? I'll tell you straight up, I'm not feeling very confident, but I do trust you, Captain.
Hey there, my name's Anna. Very happy to fly with you. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're on a little bit of
You're going to make our day.
a hill here. I hope I make your day and give you a smooth landing. I'd like to see another accidental 100% landing. But I doubt that will happen again. I was pleasantly surprised by that mistake. Usually we would have had to descend and do our landing. Instead it just plopped us on the ground.
Delta India
But then we got dinged for other
Tango
things
Echo
that were out of my
Romeo
control.
709er, taking off runway 1 tree. Departure to the west. Lima Juliet Delta India traffic.
I'm a bit nervous, but I'll be okay. Super excited
runway
to
left
land.
here? No, there's not enough runway left. Okay. So, we have to taxi and turn around. Because there's not enough to take off that way, from right here. I think we have enough fuel. Come on. There we go. We're gonna take off this way.
Feeling a bit anxious, but there's no backing out now. Okay, I'm okay. That's a good start.
AI's plane. Okay. Uh-oh. I didn't like the sound of not hearing noises. I don't like the sound of when it audio glitches.
Ljubljana Center. Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er is type Cessna Skyhawk. 1 miles west of Lima Juliet Delta India. 1,700 feet. Request flight following.
Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er, Ljubljana Center. Squawk 2576.
I feel like a real adventurer with a seatbelt, but still.
Real adventurer? Come on, where are your whip and your hat? Just kidding.
Alright. So...
Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er. Acknowledge last transmission.
The AI pilot keeps using flaps. Or it looked like they had them out.
2576. Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er.
Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er. Radar contact 2 miles southeast of Lima Juliet Delta, India. 2,100 feet.
I think we're okay.
QNH-101
I think we're gonna skip obstacles. I don't know.
Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er.
Flying aircraft. It's impressive.
Thank you, but couldn't you hear ATC talking to me? Dumbass. Alright. Think we've made this turn with no problem. As long as I should be hearing a 500-foot warning. But maybe not in this aircraft. And we are landing back at where we took off. And I didn't say where we were taking off. I don't know if it would have been an L or an E. It couldn't be an E. It might have been an L something. I don't know exactly what part of the world we're in. Maybe near Austria? Hungary? Austria-Hungary? I know we're above Italy somewhere. And I'm gonna do this whole flight.
I'm totally wow. I'm usually more articulate, but wow.
Alright. And it looks like my iPod might need to be plugged in. It says 54%, but I'd rather plug it in now because our helicopter flight might take 2 hours. And how long have we been streaming now? 2 hours. Okay. Well, 3 flight. What? This is flight number 3. I could have, like I said, I could have stuck with that de Havilland and not did a skip. But I did. I didn't want to sit here for that, and well, I made out better by skipping. Like I said, we got a 100% smoothness. So, if I had not skipped, we would not have gotten that good of a landing. Alright, my aircraft. We're also a little high. Let's dip. Alright. Well, we're not gonna get the flight results I wanted. I mean, we might not have gotten completely satisfied there, but it seems like they didn't say anything about speed or altitude to us.
I didn't imagine such a view. You really got us up close and personal.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm having trouble staying at the altitude they wanted. But that's just the way I end up flying. I'm flying with holding the stick slightly back. So I've got the nose in the air. But we didn't hear any complaints about the altitude not being good. Alright, now we're going to Val Rosita Nature Reserve. That was one of the other first flight things. But, so, the reserve is in this flight. Yeah, the doggy wants to try to co-pilot, don't you? Come on. You can get up here with me?
The world seems so different from the air. I feel free.
Hold on, folks. I gotta pause this. They don't know how to leave me alone, or do my parents, so... Just a second. Alright. Now they can go carry on outside like idiots. Alright.
It's
Time to make
Valrose
my
in the nature
aircraft
reserve,
again.
right? Last but not least, thanks for showing us that.
Well, that circuit didn't go so well. Alright, where is our final stop? We'll wait to see what they call it, because I don't know how to say that. And this one's quite a distance away.
You can't even imagine this in the ground. But
All
when
right.
you take off, it's awesome.
Well, someone was trying to help me a little earlier in some of these messages, but I don't know if at least I know that person was not.
Hey, Captain.
It
Must
was
be
a
great
real
seeing the
person
sun
based
system
on
up
the
here.
messages, so I wish they would have subscribed. I mean, or hit the follow. I mean, but whatever. We dropped in for the good, I think, 2 missions that we first half of the stream. All right, so let us hopefully get this last circuit done pretty good, and then let's hope I can get us a 50 or above on smoothness. and then we'll only have 2 smoothness landings I have to obtain to get light cargo. And I will actually...
What's going on, Anna? You've been pretty quiet.
Maybe I will actually get to do what I wanted to today, and that was start with a cert for IRF and finish with the night rating. But we got screwed out of that ferry flight of 4,000 something. I know I skipped, but yeah, it skipped us straight to landing and then taxiing. I didn't do the descent, so maybe that's why we got 980, but still, that was supposed to be a 4,700 credit flight, and we only made 890.
Verkey looked brilliant.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to look at something, and I just realized I shouldn't be looking at Discord right now, because I think I'm about to do a landing. Or not a landing, but we have to do this circuit. Let's... Alright, kill the engine.
I'm a little disappointed. We were going too fast for me to take it all in.
I know.
Honestly,
well,
I
how
couldn't
about
see
now?
much. Can we take a bit more time to enjoy the scenery?
You're gonna bitch on this one instead of the last one that I really screwed up on?
Check this vista, guys.
Okay.
I'm getting goosebumps.
See, they're fickle. One minute they bitch, the next minute they're like, oh man, this is awesome. Alright, are we gonna do one more circuit? I don't think they ever said the name of that. That, whatever we just circle around, which just looks like farmland. Maybe it's a vineyard or something that's special.
Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er, 6 miles northwest, 2,200 feet, inbound to land, runway 13, Lima Juliet Delta India traffic.
Alright. Now, can we get another 50% or higher landing in today? So we got lucky on that last one. And I did pretty good on the first one.
Your aircraft responds so smoothly. I'd love to be a pilot.
Thank you. No, you wouldn't. Alright, so credits are going to start rolling in a little bit slower probably after today. Granted, I didn't even look for this mission. Flight scene, I probably could have changed it. Could have gave us some inclement weather, IFR, but flight scene, I think are supposed to always be VFR and in the best conditions, and I just hit live, you know. But where we were at, it is well past sundown. So alright. Alright. My aircraft.
Lima Juliet Delta India traffic. Matty Tango Echo Romeo 709er is on final. Runway 13, To land, Lima Juliet Delta India traffic.
I am going around right now. Or I'm trying to bleed off. Alright, there we go. Flaps 1. Uh-oh.
Hey, what's that shaking?
You think that was bad? That wasn't shaking. Well, I guess it was shaking. I think we've got it.
Ouch! A little bumpy, but
Yeah.
nice to be down.
Where's the hold short? Okay. Can I turn around without getting dinged now? Usually this is a no. Full right rudder. Nope. I don't know why they ding you for that. I mean, there was no way to have turned around on this
Welcome back.
runway
Are you okay, Andre?
without getting
Ready
that
to
ding.
fly again?
What an exciting ride.
It was great. You made our day, Captain.
Alright. Well, no need to do a hold short. So, you know, F that. Are you gonna get up there, or do I need more throttle?
Well, the clients weren't fully happy about
Well,
their visit.
okay.
But with a few tweaks, you'll make it right. So keep pushing.
Well, we didn't get a smooth landing above 50. I guarantee that. I can't guarantee that, but I got dinged for something that is kind of out of my control there, didn't I? Yeah, 12%. And I missed radio communication. because I couldn't get to the hold short because you dinged me for turning there. That's so stupid. Anyway, B. At least we've made money so far in every flight today. Oh. Hello. What did I say that mission was? 2040? And we got 1860. So, at least we didn't get shafted on credits this time. Alright, so, I think we need skill. I don't know what rank level we need here. Other than I know we need like 25,000. And we definitely have the credits for the night cert. Alright, does it look like we unfogged anymore over here? We shouldn't have based on that, but okay. Where are we going to now? So yes, I do not want to do helicopter flight seeing. I don't enjoy doing them. So we have these two bubbles right here. And now we're doing passenger transport rotorcraft. And all of these are the H12. I don't want to do the H125. Let's see. Is there a way to filter filters? Can I not reset the filter? Pass. Yeah, go to filters. Really? Okay. I'm gonna search my aircraft. Like I said, I since I gotta do takeoff and landings, I'd rather use the Gambi. Well, hello. Hello, nasty looking weather. Alright. Filters. Aircraft. What aircraft? So, these are the aircrafts we could use. But I want the Gambi. I'm saying Gambi. I might be saying it wrong. Alright. There we go. 8,000. Ooh, here's a 9,000. An hour and a half. We will not do that whole mission. But it unlocks that. Okay. Here we go. This one is what? 8,860, and it should connect both of those. You know what? Never mind. So there's 9,170. However, as much as I hate doing the H125, I should just check rotorcraft missions, shouldn't I? Alright. Filters, specialization, transport. Now, 946. Here's a 1009. Here's a 13640. Okay, so we know this 1310-640 is the H125. Oh. It's not. I've had trouble with this one, so but we'll see. We're taking off from 49 November and going to Kilo Whiskey Bravo Whiskey. Somewhere, well, we're staying within New York. If this is what I think it is, I've had problems with this helicopter in the past. Excuse me, I was trying not to cough on them into the mic itself. The problems I had before were, my controls weren't working the right way, even when I reset them for what I wanted for this aircraft. So, hopefully all I have to do is figure out how to get it into the air. Yeah, it is that aircraft. Huh. Well, we'll see. We will see. I've not actually flown this before, and there's not actual tutorials, which would be great if there was tutorials for each individual aircraft. There's rotor tutorial, but there's not tutorials on each individual aircraft we can fly. Probably because the game would get too bogged down. But if it's a default aircraft, we should have gotten it. Oh. We've seen this problem before. These are just some effed up trees, I believe. And is that all it is? Is some effed up trees? And I think the flight line is behind us. But we're not going to the runway, apparently. Yeah, it's just tree texture that's loaded in dumb. Alright. Okay. Let's hope this son bitch wants to fly. This would be the first time, and it might be the only time if we get off the ground. And we also have turbine. Lovely. Remove pitot cover. Where is the pitot cover? Well, we removed the blade cover. I removed the engine cover. I had to skip that because I don't know what a pitot cover is. Hopefully it's removed.
Hi there, ready to leave? Your main guest, Mr. Beard, is on the go for a business meeting and needs a short and quick transfer to Wilkes-Barre, Wyoming Valley. Be punctual, uphold the company's standards, and I'm sure the client will just have to enjoy the view. See you.
I gotta look at stuff here. We want nav light on, strobe light on, generator on, battery is on. Is that all? I mean, that's not all, is it?
For Niner November traffic. Maddie Lima Alpha India Niner Tree 6 is taxiing to runway 19er. For Niner November traffic.
Sorry, folks, for coughing like that if you heard that.
Sir, we are currently in line for takeoff and are expected to be in the air soon. Thank you for your attention.
Well, we got the rotor blades going. Okay, that says throttle is at 100. Do I need to remove a rotor brake? Alright, what am I doing wrong? I have no way to control throttle or collective. So, flight control systems. Primary. Okay, yeah, I know about the rudder. Yeah. Okay, that helps us go left, right, forward, back. Okay. Secondary controls. Power management. Collective. Increase increase or decrease is A and B. Ooh. Throttle is RBA. What is this? Up and down. Increase helicopter throttle is up. Okay. Oop. Alright, so wow.
Captain, I've got a ton of calls to make, so I'll be talking a lot. I hope that's cool with you.
Well, I think, despite the worrying, I have got control.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Everything's set up there, so it should go pretty quickly. I'll give you a call. Can you text me the driver's number? I don't have it. Thanks, appreciate it.
Alright. Well, I think I have some progress. And it looks, well, it looks like the AI is flying. Thought we had a landing light. You know what? You're crazy. Why would you pick this helicopter?
Hi, Madam. Matt on the phone. Yes, I can speak now. It's a bit noisy, but can you hear me? Yes. Hello. Yes, can you? Damn. I'll call you back, okay?
I bet this is normal, though. I wouldn't know. If we're supposed to be jumping around like this. But, we're definitely probably gonna have problems landing.
Approach. Maddie Lima Alpha India Niner Tree 6 is Type Robinson, R66. 2 miles southwest of 49er November. 1,200 feet. Request flight following. Maddie Lima Alpha India 936, approach. Squawk 5037.
This is a long flight. I'm probably gonna end up skipping to landing, and maybe it will land for me.
Just to tell you I'm on my way. Maddie Lima Alpha India 936. Did you copy?
Everyone's home. Fine. No, not in 3 days, but 4. You're heading back to East Mauritius in 4 days. I'm sure I did tell you. Anyway,
Squawk
I'll let you go then.
5037.
Ciao.
Maddie Lima Alpha India 936. India 936. Radar contact 2 miles west of 49er November. 1,700 feet. Altimeter 29er 2.
It looks like we're decreasing 1/10 of a nautical mile per second.
Roger. Maddie Lima Alpha India 936.
And at 51 knots, this said an hour and a half. And you know, call me lazy again, but we're not sticking with that. I definitely don't even know if I can complete this mission. So
what the heck is going on?
We're skipping to the end and hope that I don't kill us. So I have to increase and decrease throttle.
Sir, as we start our descent toward Wilkes-Barre, Wyoming Valley, make sure that your seatbelt is fastened. Thank you for your cooperation.
So you got up and down on the D-pad. It helps you with your throttle. And then A and B are what control collective. Why do you gotta squeal so much? Just please start going left. Alright, my aircraft. You know, if I could figure this out, this might be the easier one. Oh.
Kilo Whiskey Bravo Whiskey traffic. Maddie Lima Alpha India Niner Tree 6 is on final. Runway 25. To land. Kilo Whiskey Bravo Whiskey traffic.
You know what? We'll take it.
Sir, welcome to Wilkes-Barre, Wyoming Valley. Local
We'll
time is
take it.
4:33 p.m. and temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. On behalf of Liberty Airways, thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and we hope to see you soon on board again.
Well, I kind of figured out the controls for the first time. But I suck at rotorcraft flying. Let's just skip, because I was not about to try to figure out that.
Anyone know where to grab a quick snack at the airport now?
Alright. Let's get the hell out of here now. Oh, I have to hold this. Okay. Why do I gotta keep applying? Oh, wait for engine to shut down? Okay, so you have to hold the chain down. Okay. And it looks like there's a switch or something up there between the vents. Alright, well, that's the first time I've attempted that aircraft. We figured out some of the controls. How well did I do? A C? You know? For the first time doing that, that's not bad. Of course, we did not ensure any integrity. We didn't do that. Okay. We missed one communication and one crash. I would say, for me, just figuring out how to control that, and a collective was A and B. Throttle was up and down on the D-pad, which is different. On the other aircraft, the throttle and the collective were both on the A and B. I might want to remap all my other aircrafts to do throttle up on the D-pad and throttle down on the D-pad. It might be easier to do, although keeping your one hand on the collective, hot rudder, the joystick, so you move forward, back, left, and right, and then trying to hit up and down is not that easy. But how much of this pay are we taking home? 2,000 out of the what, 8? Or 13? 13 I said, so, you know, I can't be mad with that. That was the first time I've done the Robinson 66, and I figured out some of the controls. One crash. So, our reputation didn't move any at all today. That's actually probably a good thing that it didn't go down, but it didn't go up either. There we go, 22. And we have enough for my night rating, and then we'll be done. But let me... Yeah, we have that. Now, we just need 2 more of these, and hopefully we get them in next mission, and then we will be unlocking a certification. Probably not I mean a specialization, not a certification. Alright, but let's go to certs. And what do I have? I have 11. So, I could either go for our night rating, or... Is that all? Yeah, that's all I can get is the night rating. Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought there was something at another one at 10, but no, that was the IFR that I decided to get done first. Alright. And after this, we will end the stream. This is exactly the plan I had for today. At least, the plan I had in mind was to start with the certification for IFR and with the night one. We have just enough credits, or little more than enough. And then next time, we will do the same 4 missions. But now I need I need 15, and then another one at 20, and then after that, we just have to get enough credits to get our company, and once we have the company, I'll go through and get the certifications I want, and then of course we just got to work on the specializations I want to unlock. But, so... Part 7 will basically be just trying to make sure I think we get multi-engine or high performance. I forget which one was which now. I was looking at that, but alright, we're just doing a circuit, so this won't take long. So, we're just shy of 3-hour stream today. Right now, so we might finish. Well, we're not gonna finish. We're going slightly over 3 hours for today. Tomorrow, will I be doing a flight tomorrow? Is the question. Are we just gonna do a chill 2020 flight from Juneau to Phoenix or not? If I do that, I don't know if I want to do it in an airliner or if I want to switch to what everybody keeps telling me. If you want to do long hauls or long flights and you want to do them quick, use the Dark Star. But I was trying to do missions that we weren't military until I was doing military flights. Like I said, that mission is either going to take us 4 hours or 8 hours. I don't know which one that would be. And like I said, I might do the skip 2 on 2020, so we just go straight to descent once I know we've hit our cruise altitude. Come on. There we go. The controllers were starting to they're starting to lag. So, we might not get this cert in, but it's paid for, and if the game crashes here, we will have to do this before our missions next time. Today we're in our good old 172 with... Okay, that. And I want to see everything. So let's get these up. Okay. And this is where you learn exactly how to turn on which lights in which order, supposedly. What did I forget to do? The chocks? The chocks. Of course I did. Alright. So, we want beacon, strobe, strobe, navs, and taxi lights.
You'll be proving what you can do by flying a Cessna C-172 after sunset. Remember that you still need to follow visual flight rules, even if you're flying at night. Try to rely on your environment and on airport lighting aids as much as you can. Only use your avionics when needed.
Alright. Let's... Did I not get us started? Fine.
Razy ground. Cessna November 729er7 tree with Mike. Request taxi to the active. Close traffic. Cessna November 729er7 tree. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 07 via taxiway. Mike Tango cross runway 20 Tango Echo. Contact tower on 119.05 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 07 via taxiway. Mike Tango cross runway 20 Tango Echo. Cessna 9er7 tree.
Alright, flashing light warning. Flashing light warning. I should have gave that a little earlier, but it's nighttime, and you will have flashing lights. Flashy, flashy. Alrighty. Let's make sure we don't speed off too quickly here. We gotta stay under 20 knots. And maybe... No, this is a cert. I don't think landing smoothness counts here. Ooh, shit. We just hit 20, so hopefully... If this was a mission outside us, we should not... We might have gotten dinged for speeding. Yep, there, we just hit 21 that time. Okay, dokie. Hopefully. I know I'm not following the taxi, these arrows here. As long as I stay within the... As long as you stay in this wide area of blue lights. But it's not hard to get your night cert at all. It's just as easy as your PPL, because that's all you're doing is a circuit. It's just dark out. In actuality, it's not really that dark here, because they got you in a pretty lit up airfield, except for you do have that mountain over there. Now, I think we're supposed to do it. I think you're in IRL. In real life, like, I think you're supposed to hold short before you cross a runway, whether it's active or not, and make sure you have permission to cross. But we don't have injected traffic in career mode yet, or in our certifications to realistically do that. And wow, we were speeding again. Well, we're not in an actual mission. We're not gonna get dinged for it, but you should be careful to avoid that. Are we gonna stop at the hold short? Yes. Okay. Now.
Razy Tower,
So,
Cessna November 729er7 tree.
switch that
Ready
on.
at runway 07. Close
Switch your
traffic.
taxi light off. It doesn't
Cessna
tell you
November
to.
72907 tree, QNH 101 tree left closed
I don't
traffic
see why
approved.
you need both
Cleared
of
for
them
takeoff
on.
runway 07.
Unless it was really dark, and maybe you would want both of them on.
Cleared for takeoff runway 07. Cessna
But
907
always
tree.
turn one on, the other one on before you turn the other one off. So you always have at least one light on. That's my advice. Because you don't want to end up with no lights. Alright. We're gonna go flaps 1. And we have plenty of runway here. But we're also doing a circuit, so
Remember that the yellow and red lights mark the end of the runway. You will need to take off before you reach them.
alright. Throttle up. B1. Now, you can have AI take control on these, but these are pretty short circuits, so I would recommend to just, well, most of you will handle it yourself, but alright. Why are we not at 300? Oh, 550. I thought I said 350. Oops. Alright. Flaps up. Great, I already throttled down a little bit because we are entering the downwind. And halfway through your downwind, you want to be slow enough to enter flaps, or extend flaps. They say halfway through your downwind leg. And I don't know. I don't think they're gonna tell us on this one, because they told us in PPL, and you should know what you're doing by now. You should. Granted, I obviously don't, do I? Alright. Flaps 1.
Razy
Announce our
Tower,
position.
Cessna November 72907 tree, 1,000 feet, to land.
Cessna November 72907 tree, Razy Tower. QNH 101 tree, make left traffic runway 07.
Make left traffic,
Enter left
runway
downwind
07.
runway 07.
Maddie,
Cessna
8310.
907 tree.
See, I need to practice doing partial callouts, even if it's just me making up a call sign and stuff. We're just a little too slow. Let's pick up a little speed before we end up falling out of sky. I'm holding up on the... Or I'm pulling back on the stick just enough to hold
Cessna 907 tree,
some...
241 at 8. Clear to land runway
altitude.
07.
Maddie 8107, cleared to land, runway 7.
Clear to land runway 07. Cessna 907 tree.
Okay. Throttle down just a bit. Not that we needed it. Maddie 8310 on base. Maddie 8310 on final. Alright, throttle back a little more.
500.
They've already cleared, so we're not radioing for final, as I have to make a wider turn than they probably would like. Alright, can we level back out? Alright, come on. Alright. What?
Cessna
What did I get
907
dinged
tree.
for?
Contact ground on 121.625.
Well, I don't know what we got dinged for there. I thought I was on the runway. Alright, so slow yourself down. Okay, we got there. And then what you do... well, we went a little too far. But we get in here. I was gonna say, what the hell happened? Alright, so we turn taxi lights on. That, turn that off. Put the brakes on for a second. And you come up here. And you... you ask for taxi to parking.
Razy ground. Cessna November 72907 tree. Request taxi to parking. Cessna November 72907 tree. Taxi to General Aviation, parking via taxiway Charlie Mike.
Acknowledge. Parking
Taxi
at
to General
Charlie.
Aviation, parking via taxiway Charlie Mike. Cessna 907 tree.
Maddie 8310. Alright. Throttle her back up. We're not real far, but you know. So we got dinged for stuff there at the end. I missed 2 radio calls, but I did do the stop short and called it afterwards, even though we can't get credit for it. That's another thing I think they need to fix, is If you're coming in fast, you should not get dinged points if you still have a way to slow down and get off the runway, which I did. I turned off onto the next taxiway that was available. So, I don't know if there will be a stream tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not sure. If we do a stream, it'll be a 2021. But I don't know right now. And... oh, thank goodness, it counted still. Excuse me. Alright, let's shut down. And have our cert done. So now we can fly anytime,
Congratulations.
in any weather.
There's a few things that you could work on to perform even better, but that was some solid flying.
Would we get dinged on? Our radio communication, landing smoothness, really, they were counting it, and taxi speeding. Yeah, okay. But look at that. That's a pretty good B. Alright, folks. Now, before I actually end... oh, just a second. Someone got another message here to read. Oh. No, I don't. I have a message to do something about, though. You are out of here. See ya. Well, that's what I say to that message. See ya. Okay. Oh. I don't know why I yelled so much. I think it's because I talk to you guys. Like I said, my throat is starting to hurt because I'm not used to talking this much. Okay. Alright. Oh. So, I got very lucky today. We've had four successful flights, 2 certifications, and is the game crashing here? No, okay, the circle's still going. Even so, even if I turned it off right now, I think we'd be... the night cert is completed. But, I know 15... we need 15 for one and 20 for another one. I might make enough money in part 7 to get another certification, but I doubt we'll get it in the mission after that. Will I be able to unlock a specialization in next stream? Perhaps. We got 2 plus 50s today. One was just by happenstance, unexpected. One was definitely by my hand alone. And I bet you if I handled that night cert better, it might have counted towards the landing smoothness. However, I think if I had landed even further down the runway, we still might have gotten dinged for radio communication. I think it froze, folks. I think it froze. Well, thank you for coming in today. Thank you to MK1234444 for your input. I hope to see anybody that comes in here and chats, other than saying keep views or please join me on Discord, I want to work with you. Anybody else that comes in and talk and chat, thank you. I hope you come back some in the future. Always hit that follow on your way out, if you didn't on your way in, on YouTube. So on Twitch. Alright, let me go through the spiel here at the end. It's Matty L. Lynn at Twitch, it's Matty L. Lynn at YouTube, and it's Matty L. Lynn _62552 if you want to join my Discord. And again, I'm trying to set up a chat channel on Discord for people that do not have access to third-party ATC programs, or that are just want to practice call-outs and you actually are on PC. But I was hoping to market this more towards Xbox players to come in and we could practice doing our radio calls. Someone can practice if they're interested in doing air traffic control. I'm kind of interested in that, of trying to learn how to control. Let's just say I'm trying to create, I don't know if someone else has tried it, but I think why not have our own version of VATSIM, or saying, VATSIM basically would be my way of describing it. It is an invite only, so if you want in or you're interested, let me know. If you're a VATSIM controller and you're interested in just helping out without actually being on VATSIM, to let's just say you need to get your certification, maybe you could jump in on my Discord channel and practice without getting ridiculed. Same thing for us, that it would be flying. I don't know if I'm making proper radio calls or not, other than I'm trying to mimic what I hear on the radio when I'm playing. Alright, so I gave you guys my handles twice this game. All three ways. If you're on Twitch and you want to see more of my stuff, please come over to YouTube and hit subscribe and that notify bell, and please hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching this, and today was a really successful day flight-wise for me. Again, I skipped a part of a mission, ended up with a 100% landing. That was unexpected. I learned how to control the Robinson 66. That might have been the most fun I've had recently with a helicopter trying to land that one, and we only had one crash. I think with the Gambi, I would have had multiple. Like I said, I might have to remap the controllers for all helicopters. Alright, folks, enough rambling. I don't know if I'll see anybody tomorrow, if I'll be on tomorrow or not. I will be on Tuesday. There are some Train Sim World DLCs I don't have. I don't know whether I want to get them or not. Like I said, I don't know if I want to keep putting money into Dovetail's Train Sim World. But we will do what I've been doing anyway, and that's Long Island Railroad Mastery on Monday, or on Tuesday and Thursday. If I go on tomorrow or Monday, it might be a long haul, quote unquote, long haul Xbox player doing a Juno to Phoenix. So, again, thank you, and goodbye, everybody.